Hello everyone, welcome to Inconvenient Truths. I'm your host, Jennifer Zeng. My last video on rumors that Xi Jinping may have lost his power has drawn a lot of attention, and the rumor and more evidence to support the rumor continues to emerge, and people are still debating over it. So today I will continue to talk about some of the new evidence and debates. After that, I will update you on the COVID situation in China and Shanghai. First, a Shenyun video.
Oh, the show is phenomenal.
This is the best ever.
The way I look at Shenyun, this is a heavenly experience. I have never seen in my life so many amazing dancers, so many amazing and beautiful costumes.
Everything, the movements and the smile and the emotion. Absolute perfection. I just have chills, can you tell?
The music is really extraordinary.
It sounded like it was pre-recorded. It was hard to believe it was actual live music. It was so perfect.
There's no other company in the United States that does this.
My heart was touched tonight.
I love every moment, especially the message of the Chinese ancient culture.
That comes from our creator, and I could feel that in my heart and in my soul.
Our kids are 6 and 8 years old, and they enjoyed it and would like to come back to see it again. Everyone needs to see it. Absolutely everyone.
Everyone needs to see it. Absolutely everyone. Right now, Shenyun's 7 equally large companies are touring multiple cities in America, Mexico, Europe, and Australia, and will be in Taiwan in June and July. Check the show schedule near you and buy tickets from shenyun.show/Jennifer-Zeng to give a discount. Now, let's move to our topic today. The claim or rumor about how Xi Jinping has virtually lost his power continues to cause a lot of interest and debates. People who believe it offered more evidence, such as tanks were seen coming to Beijing, which means something huge must have happened. Let's watch a very short video clip.
坦克进京，路戒严。
Well, the video is too short for people to see clearly whether those are really tanks or not. But the name on the bridge indicates that this is really a bridge near Beijing called Yufa Bridge. It is on the highway between Hebei province and Beijing. If you send troops and tanks from Hebei to Beijing, they will pass this bridge. The CCP's 38th Army is exactly stationed in Hebei, and there were rumors several days ago that 38th Army was deployed to Beijing, so this video seems to match the rumors. Another piece of evidence is that China's Vice Chairman Wang Qishan was sent to South Korea to attend the inauguration ceremony of South Korea's new president, Yoon Hoo-in, yesterday, that's May the 10th. In the past, usually the CCP would only send a vice premier, a lower level official, to attend a similar event. This was the first time that a vice chairman of the nation attended such an event. Before Wang Qishan went to South Korea, the Chinese language YouTuber Lao Deng, who claimed that Xi was forced to hand over his power, also predicted that Wang Qishan would go to South Korea, and the purpose for him to go was to communicate with the US officials who would also attend the inauguration ceremony. Wang's task was to inform the US about the change of power in China so that the US would work with the new leadership. As Lao Deng had correctly predicted Wang Qishan's visit to South Korea, This gives more credit to his claim that Xi would not stay in office after the 20th CCP National Congress. Other evidence includes that there are much fewer mentions of Xi Jinping in CCP's propaganda articles and in the headquarters of some military buildings, as well as the special building for high-level CCP cadres at the General Hospital in PLA in Beijing. Xi Jinping thought-related slogans have been taken down. And another reasonable argument is, after the US passed the Access Act, assessing Xi's Interference and Subversion Act, which put Xi's name in the title and directly targets Xi Jinping, other CCP leaders would surely want to throw Xi out so that they will not be affected or also become victims of the new Access Act. We've talked about this issue before about this Access Act. So if you haven't watched that video, you can go back to take a look. So that is to say, other CCP leaders have a lot of incentive to throw Xi out to save themselves. So it is not strange if a coup has happened. And this is Xi Jinping at a ceremony yesterday, that's May the 10th. The ceremony was to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the CCP's Youth League's establishment. Xi made a very long speech, nearly 50 minutes, but he looked very, very unhappy during the whole process. He only read from a script and never smiled, even though it was a celebration. So all the above made more people believe Xi might really have lost control or power. After Wang Qishan attended the inauguration ceremony in South Korea, a short clip of his meeting with South Korea President Moon Jae-in was widely shared on social media. If you only watch this short clip, you can hear that when Wang Qishan said that he would like to pass on his greetings to President Moon Jae-in, he didn't mention Xi Jinping's name or title at all. So people say this clip shows that Wang Qishan showed no respect at all toward Xi Jinping. So this is another piece of evidence that Xi has lost his reign. However, after watching the entire 10-minute video from a Korean language channel, I found the short clip that is circulated on Chinese language circles was edited. Someone has purposely cut off Wang Qishan's mentioning of Xi Jinping's name and title to create an impression that Wang didn't mention Xi Jinping at all. So the question is, who did that? Why did he do it? And why has such an edited clip been widely spread as evidence that Xi Jinping has lost power? So for me, this means this. Among all these true or false claims, rumors, and evidence, one thing is surely real: the CCP's internal power struggle. So the most likely end for the CCP is that different factions will fight themselves to death. Let's see if my prediction will come true one day. Next, I'd like to do some updates on Shanghai's situation. The overall situation for entire China is, at the top-level CCP meeting on May 5th, these were set as the new guidelines for COVID-related issues. As you can see on the screen, the translation is on the right side. They are resolutely overcome thoughts such as underestimation, indifference, and self-righteousness, resolutely fight against all attempts to distort, question, and deny China's COVID policies. So you can see that the CCP is not fighting with the virus anymore. It is fighting with people who attempt to question the CCP's COVID policies. This shows us again that this so-called pandemic control has become completely a political campaign. And on May the 9th, Chinese Vice Premier Sun Chunlan issued a new requirement. COVID testing sites must be set up within 15 minutes of walking distance in residential communities. So 15 minutes walking distance, just like bus stations. And what will those sites look like? Let's watch a video. So this video shows what these testing sites will look like. They will have a fashionable outlook with multiple functions, highly efficient disinfection capability and air conditioner, a comfortable working environment for the big whites, etc. The video actually has a voiceover to talk about this, but I have taken off the sound because it has music in it. I don't want to violate the copyright of the music. So this means that this testing and the zero COVID policy will be a long-term thing. They don't intend to end this yet. And we think we've seen enough bad things in Shanghai already, but we haven't. The next level of this zero COVID thing is they not only deprive you of your personal freedom, but they're also now breaking into your homes to do whatever they want to do if you don't hand in your keys after you're taken to the quarantine camps. Watch this. See, the lock is completely damaged, and these are people trying to climb from the buildings inside people's homes. And the excuse for them to break into your home is they need to kill the virus. Watch the next video. I have sped up this video 2 times quicker than the normal speed to save time. So a big white is storing people's stuff all of the house. So they are inside people's home, throw away everything everywhere. And also take people's food away. So that's how they disinfect your home. And what happened after they did it? Watch this.
幸福一家移动4单元701，我们这是密接回来的。我家有个确诊的，他们进来给我们消杀。现在我家所有东西都没有了，包括衣服，门口挂的衣服。
So this man is saying everything inside his house
全都没有了，而且我
has
家的钱也
gone,
没有了，
including the
冰箱里
bedding,
的食物也全给我
also
扔
his money.
扔了铁了，啥都没给留。
So nothing is here.
我一共丢了将近6
I
千块钱左右。
have all
现在找谁
together
不管
lost
社区不管，找物业
6,000
不管，
yuan.
物业不管，找消杀
And
消
I
防不管，
reported to the resident committee, but nobody would want to take care of this. So this man has lost 6,000 yuan after they disinfect his home. And this post shows what a mess his home was after the disinfection. He said all the items in his fridge were thrown to the ground. The red color was blood that came out of some raw meat. The decaying meat has attracted many flies, and the maggots have grown as well. And the smell was just terrible. And he continued to say that now we have to live in an environment with flies, insects, bacteria, and mold. And right now, people are trying to escape Shanghai if they can. And watch this.
像世界末日里面那个大逃亡，这太像了。
So this is on May the 9th. So this man says it's like the end of the world. So this video shows a man walked 2 entire days to go to the airport so that he can go back to his hometown in Henan province. So this is showing the route he had to travel to go back to his home in Henan province. Someone did this cartoon. And this shows a young woman, because there's no bus, no subway running. He walked all the way, I don't know from where, through the bridge and toward the airport so that she could escape from Shanghai. So I heard at least half of the foreigners in Shanghai all want to run away after this so-called zero COVID policy. And this one is a hand-drawn map to give people instructions about how they can leave Shanghai, but it is no longer valid. As according to this map, people can take either number 6 or number 16 subway to try to get to the airport. But right now, starting from yesterday, all subways in Shanghai have stopped running. This is the first time in history that the entire subway network is out of service. And this is a notification to lawyers saying that no lawyers can take COVID-related cases. And if their clients want to sue the government to defend their rights, the lawyers should guide their clients and ask them to voice their demands legally through proper channels such as petitioning, so that social conflicts can be actively resolved. So can you say the irony here? They ask people to voice their demands legally through proper channels such as petitioning, but do not allow lawyers to take up any lawsuits, as if pursuing justice with lawsuit is illegal in China. This reminds me that in the early stages of the persecution of Falun Gong, lawyers got a similar notice. None of them were allowed to defend Falun Gong practitioners. They were told Falun Gong was now a political issue. As soon as something becomes a political issue, there is no way to seek justice through legal channels. So you see, the law is underneath politics in China. People often ask me, why don't Chinese people stand up and overthrow the CCP? Well, I really don't know. Although I tried to answer this question in this show a while ago. When Falun Gong practitioners were persecuted as they were a minority in Chinese society, 95% of the people were not targeted. So no one cared about what happened to Falun Gong practitioners who make maybe less than 5% of the population. Now, although zero COVID policy has affected virtually everybody in China, maybe the ones who do want to sue the government are still the minority. So such a regulation will not affect the majority. So the majority may still feel okay as this doesn't affect them anyway. So when will Chinese people stand up? I think maybe not before they realize that if you don't defend your labor, if you don't defend the minority, you will be the next. Well, that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you like my content, please help me spread my video or go to my website at jenniferzengblog.com. Sign up for a membership or make a donation. Thank you so much. See you next time.